What's going on, workforce? Brian and Chris here as we dive into a discussion surrounding Halo, XP, progression, or progression, however you want to say that. But Chris, you just said right before we started recording that, you could drop a pencil and it just makes the day worse, all because of, I guess, the issues surrounding this incredible game. I know we're going to get some hate for this one, but that is the way the internet and gaming works online. The game is incredible, but what are your grievances, sir?
I'm so glad to have Halo back in my life. It's beautiful. It was fast to download. It came early. The devs have been wonderful. It's coming with a live action TV series on Paramount Plus. It's everything that I wait for. It's going to basically put Battlefield in the ground. Call of Duty's already struggling this season.
Yes.
Best of luck, guys. It's free. And then the co-op campaign will be later. The single player campaign on December 3rd and Game Pass. That's going to be awesome. We know it's going to get continued support because the franchise is known for this. The servers have been largely stable given the amount of interest, considering it basically brought Steam to its knees. Relative to that, the servers were stable. They were not perfect, but it's day one. And that's everything nice I have to say. So if you're looking for nice things, thank you for joining us for this video. We'll see you next time.
I got good news.
Everything else is garbage.
I got good news on how to fix it, though. Have you heard about the award-winning upcoming MMORPG Ashes of Creation and how it will solve all of gaming's problems?
Oh,
Somebody who does not watch our content, who just clicked on this for a hate click or something like that, is really confused with that statement. Welcome, new person. Subscribe and hit like for more of our shenanigans as we dive into it. So let's focus obviously on the negative. I don't think Twitter or Reddit or anybody is I don't think this is going to be shocking, but you could surprise me. To talk about my experience just for a second, all in all, incredibly positive. Gameplay is tight. I had a handful of bugs, meaning over the course of, I think I played 8 hours yesterday, an insane amount. After the kids went to bed, Julie and I got online and we just played. And I went to look at her progress when we were done, and she was maybe level 1, having played probably 4 hours.
I played a lot more than 8 hours.
Yeah.
I played 8 hours conservatively.
Yeah.
Conservatively. I played a lot. So you launch Halo for the 20th anniversary of Halo.
Yeah.
This is Halo Infinite. We're dropping the numbers after Halo 5. This is the Halo to end all Halos. It's a 10-year plan. You've already had a beta test where it played a lot like a Halo and people were thrilled. You're launching this as a beta like Fortnite's a beta. I hope they come out with Fortnite one day. That'll be really cool. And so what do? You drop it without Slayer. You drop it without SWAT. You drop it without any ability to control your playlist whatsoever. What? Halo, a primarily console-based shooter, known for holding itself back through lack of crossplay, you force an entire generation of people who might prefer your shooting game to other shooting games because they don't have to play against people that use a mouse to aim a sniper rifle. Crossplay, if you want to play with more than 2 people or if you want to play outside of ranked, is forced. In competitive 4-man content, there are people getting to aim with a mouse, which is an enormous advantage. What's the plan? I'm sitting here playing Capture the Flag. Capture the Flag. You have to get 5 flag captures to end the round. Yeah. It's a round that I hate. It's going to run to time. At first, I was like, man, people really aren't playing the objective because the game had been live for an hour or two when I hopped in. And I was like, oh, within 3 or 4 hours, I wasn't playing the objective because I wanted to play Slayer. Yeah. And it's not those people's fault. They're not those dicks that are going into non-Slayer team deathmatch modes because they don't want to shoot at people that are shooting back. They want to, sit there and snipe an objective. These are people that wanted to play Slayer. They picked up Halo and then couldn't. Yeah. They don't have anywhere better to do it.
Right. You're forced into the mode. And we were looking because I was like, is there a way you can set your filters? Because we've seen that in some games where it's like, all right, put me into matchmaking. These are the game types that I wouldn't mind it cycling in and out. For me as a player, I like the tactical base. I like that we've been put into Capture the Flag and Oddball and team deathmatch. I prefer that. That's something I enjoy. But I'm not the majority here. Obviously, clearly,
especially
but
until you learn the maps. Most of us just want to play Slayer until you get used to the guns and the maps, and you're like, hey, as a sense of variety, let's add on objectives. Now that I have the foundational level of what this game is, because at its core, it's a shooter on predetermined maps.
Yeah.
We've got 5 maps. Let me spend a couple weeks becoming really intimately familiar with the way the new movement system, it works a little bit differently. With the guns, they work a little bit differently. With the maps, like let me get used to this. And then I'm happy to go optimize for a path to run the flag. Day one, that's not what I want from a shooter. Now, that's okay. How do we get in? Well, it does not auto-cycle you to the next map. So if you want to play, the party leader has to not read the scoreboard and has to manually queue you each time. That's no big deal, except then one of your friends says, hey guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. They hop out. What happens? You are now immediately launched into a 3v4, and if it's ranked, it cannot backfill.
Yeah.
So now you have to lose a match literally every time somebody leaves. And then somebody else isn't having fun, so they leave because they just lost. So then you lose 2 in a row. I had a friend disconnect. He disconnected 2 matches in a row, and it banned him for 30 minutes.
Disconnect on purpose. The game kicked
him. He did not disconnect. Yep. So we lost 2 3v4s. He's not having fun. We're not having fun. And then the response is wait 30 minutes, which sounds right that like leavers should be penalized.
Yeah.
This is day one. And then so your only 4 mode choices are 4 humans versus 4 bots, 12v12 rotating through different objectives, 4v4 rotating through different objectives, which can include Slayer, ranked and unranked. Those are your 4 options. That is all Halo Infinite is. And then we have a cosmetic system that has about 6 things unlocked, and the rest is locked behind this battle pass. And the battle pass is pretty cool. You were super excited about the battle pass.
Yeah, the fact that it does not expire is amazing. Like that and so you were asking about the time frame. So originally it was set to expire after 3 months. Like I mean, not expire, but that's their mindset of a length of a season. And they've recently just announced that actually this season, season 1, is going to run to May 2nd. So it's giving it more time because they want also to spend more time on making the next season even more valuable and having more stuff and rewards, etc. So I was like, the fact that it does not go away means that I don't have a problem spending money on it, because whether I choose to grind on it today or in a year's time, I'm not losing access to that season. I can always equip it and grind on it. Here's where it sucks horrible. This is where the seasonal model they have is complete garbage. Progression, and I said this even in the technical test that I was in, the seasonal progression is based 100% off of challenges. Meaning, I went downstairs and because I was on the computer up here, and then Julie was on the Xbox Series X, and we were all hanging on voice, having a good time. But I was like, okay, I come downstairs, and I haven't seen her progression, and I look up, and she's not even level 2.
Yep.
And I was like, that doesn't feel good. Like,
one of the questions was to the sidearm. Where the hell do I get a sidearm in 4-man ranked?
Right.
I don't start with one.
And beyond that challenge that you're hunting for just progression, and I don't like that mindset. I've said that. I said this before. I'm glad to see the internet is agreeing with what I was saying earlier and putting it out there. I did have people counter like, oh, but that means you don't want to. They want to keep it at a reasonable pace. It's like you could increase the experience it takes to level up, right? So it's 1,000 experience to get a level. You could make it 2,000 experience to get a level and give out 50 XP for every medal that you earn in a match. Like, it could be something to where every time you finish that match, that bar goes up just a little bit. It just feels better than looking at a screen that says 0 XP earned. And it's like, okay, I'm playing because it's fun, but the other side of it is that you really also want to make sure you have a decent reward structure. And despite how good the game plays and how much fun I'm having, I'm just looking at this and go, they need to fix that very quickly. I do not understand why.
Your first reward is a new emblem that doesn't look that good. Your second reward, I don't remember what it is. Your third reward is the ability to reset one of these challenges that don't matter.
Yeah.
That's it. So, and there's, I haven't seen anybody level 3. So like you're just sitting here grinding into a wall. Your first win of the day doesn't do anything for you. It's not like, hey, we have all these modes and here's a quest to go run a capture the flag. You don't have any control. So if you have a quest to do a certain thing, you have no ability to funnel yourself into that content to pursue the quest. So it is literally just a, hey, we have some very small rewards and they will appear at intervals that you don't have control over.
Yeah.
So what am I doing it for? And it just makes me not care. Because I'm in game modes I don't want to be in. I don't care if we win or lose, which means my rating is going to just be pegged at gold 3 where I came out of my qualifier matches, because it's been going up and down because I don't care about objectives. We lose a capture the flag at a 1-0 score after 15 minutes. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother. No, I was here to shoot people. I got 21 freaking kills. It was awesome. Having a blast shooting people. But like, I don't want to do your objective. And then I completed no quests. And this is also, I can get to a cosmetic quest system that as a party lead, it's really hard to even interact with between matches because I have to queue us up. So I have to back out of the scoreboard to get us into the next match. Because the one time I was like, man, I'm having a lot of time messing with the cosmetics. You go, that's because you didn't queue us and we've all been waiting. And I was like,
I didn't say it like that.
And you weren't like that,
frustrated.
but like as I heard it, I was like, oh, the one time I wasn't frustrated, I was literally dragging the other 3 people down. That's the only way I could have fun with the cosmetic system. That's such crap.
Yeah. Here's the good news though. Everything that you're frustrated by can and should be fixed. If it isn't, that's when I would start to draw an issue. Because
it kind of seems like they needed more time. What if they had just released it, I don't know, on time? Why come out early if you're not ready to release the foundational portion of the playlist?
I think it's a smart play. I think when you come out as a free-to-play, putting that beta tag on it helps out immensely with expectations. It celebrates the 20th anniversary. It brings the game to allow for when people are going to be playing it on the 8th to sit here and say, hey, we've got everything. We've got everything together. We've got the infrastructure. We know that we're not going to sit here and officially launch on the 8th and have like major catastrophical issues. And so, yeah, I think it's actually the smart play. I wish more games would do this very
Store was in the top tab. Store was on the main screen.
Yeah.
Store
I have no
was
problem
working.
with them wanting to make money.
Okay, but
yeah.
It seems for the beta, it seems like they were really good at getting the monetization out in front of their $500 million game.
I would think if you spend $500 million, you better have some kind of monetization system and structure in place.
It's not a beta. This is a full release.
It is a full release, but
structured release, like Final Fantasy VII.
Right, and then
release.
Right. So, but you could still I wish more online multiplayer games had that kind of designation when it came to beta, because it just I think helps out immensely in terms of, hey, okay, we got this. Okay, this is what we got wrong. Hey, by the way, we're still looking at the 8th. Okay, yeah, we hear you. Slayer's going to be in there next week. They should have the ability in the back end, in my opinion, based off of how they've designed things and how they rotate in playlists. They should have that Slayer. Like, I 100% agree with you. Not having team, Slayer as a key core component that you can just be in, and a setting as a party lead to say auto queue for the next match. Like, those are two, I think, real critical features that I hope that we see before December the 8th. But the bigger issue for me, I don't want to deflate what you're saying, because I think it's very important. Your critique is incredibly valid because it is important. But for me, the progression system is hot garbage. I'm not worried about them putting in Slayer and those things, because I think that's easy to do, because it should already be programmed in the back end. If it's not, we're gonna have a different video here, in a couple weeks.
You say this is a 10-year game, and I would say you have a long way to go before you convince me that this car is ready to run 10 years, right? You and I are setting out for a road trip. We back to the end of the driveway. We get a flat tire.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Oh, we're going to drive 1,000 miles today. Are you sure? I'm not saying we can't, and I'm not saying it's hard to change a tire, but it's not a great start. We didn't make it out of the driveway.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to back it down to the driveway. You said, hey, I know we're not ready to leave yet, but I want to back it down to the driveway. You're the one that came out early. And so I expect this to be running on the 8th really smoothly, as opposed to if it had come out on the 8th and hadn't been perfect. We're not used to games being good, especially in the shooter category. The shooter category sets an incredibly low bar right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Call of Duty last year.
And not just last year, this year too. Like, garbage.
But last year, Call of Duty was seen as being like the absolute least consumer friendly, worst game to come to market, and blew through sales records. They did a phenomenal job.
And I'm so happy that this year they're down by 40% across the board. And I hope that number continues to fall. Do not buy Call of Duty. Battlefield 2043 or 2 is apparently also in a really bad state. The fact the service is running is great. And yes, we do know that there is Slayer as a part of a playlist of different types. What Chris's key issue is that you do not have the ability to queue up just for Slayer. It's a key component. It's kind of like saying, hey, welcome to my hot dogs stand. I know I'm Nathan's famous hot dogs. We're out of hot dogs. You can get a hot dog, but you got to get a hamburger and you got to get a shake first. And then the third match, every third customer gets a hot dog. Like, that's essentially where it's like, okay, but I really want to play that specific mode. So hopefully we'll see that. But I think that's an easy fix. Like, I still think that's an easy fix. The only thing that concerns me is the progression and XP system. And they need to address that very publicly and talk about it. Yes, the battle pass runs to the 2nd of May, but it does not ever feel good when that match completes and you're at 0 experience, etc. I think, Chad, I saw somebody say, that it should be very difficult to get 0 experience. It's okay if you do. Like, if you're just like, I'm going to stand here, run against the wall. I think 0 experience for you is excellent. But
freaking mock me then.
Yeah.
Like you get 5,000 experience for playing actively. You get 50 experience for hitting yourself with a grenade. Like, I don't care. Give me something. Something. It should be. It's so weird.
Yeah.
That I would waste 12 minutes in a mode that I didn't want to play, and then I come out the other end and I run the risk of getting literally nothing for it.
Yeah.
In a stretch, what's the experience? What's the experience breaking? Somebody finds a way to hack the experience curve and they're abusing it and they're blasting through experience. What are they getting? Cosmetics. Like, who cares?
That's I see that argument all the time. People are like, oh,
like, I don't care.
I've said this multiple times that Destiny's progress for custom games should have some form of progress. And numbers like people will abuse it. I'm like, I could care less that if they do. That just like it should just be there as a form of like you played. It doesn't have to be efficient. I think that's the thing. The other side of it is that I don't need it to be efficient experience, right? Like the best progression could still come from the challenges. Like completing the challenges is the fastest way to progress. But give me 10% of hey, every match you complete, here's 5 experience. Thank you. Like, it just feels a little bit better, a little bit more palatable. Because finishing a match with nothing is just like, the thing is though, and just to bring this home for my final thought is that the game is so good. Like, I am loving playing Halo. I did not want, the only reason I stopped playing last night was because physically I knew kids needed me in the morning. If nobody needed me, if work wasn't going to be calling me, if it was like Friday and my parents had the kids, I would have stayed up until the sun came up playing. I was so energized and excited to be playing Halo again. And that's where it's like, they could just get that stuff fixed out. Anyway, Chris, why don't you give a final thought and take us out?
I mean, it's a beautiful game, and there are moments where the moment-to-moment gameplay is Halo. It's Halo all the way through. And when you get 2 PKs on guys that are taking you on, it feels good. When you get a triple kill in a 4v4, it feels good. It feels good. I got triple kills. I'm tearing people up. When you get hit in the back from a friend's grenade and you're like, come on, dude, stop opening with a grenade into a room that I'm trying to protect you. Like, there are moments where like, it's Halo. It's Halo. So hopefully this is just a video that ages poorly. Hopefully this is a video where they're like, dude, it was fine. By the official release date, everything was fine. You were complaining about nothing. But to make a big deal out of the 20th anniversary, it feels reasonable to me that they're the ones that said, wouldn't it be cool if for the anniversary you got to play Halo if we got to play Halo? So hopefully, guys, for the next time we talk about this, you are laughing at how bad of a take this is from me. But either way, until then, I'll see you next time.
Take care.